Welcome back to Raymore Repair. I'm Greg, and this is a Troy-Bilt blower. It's a TB400 Troy-Bilt. Let's see what's wrong with it. All right, I know the plug wire is off. Not sure why. We'll stick that back on, and then we'll give her a tug and see if she'll actually turn over. We can see fuel in the gas tank. If I move it around, you can see it moving around in there. Let's give her a tug. Uh-oh. The tugging rope will not tug. All right, well, most likely we got a locked up engine. I don't know if this is premix or not. Let's just dump this fuel in here and see what we got. And that does not look premixed to me. Now we can wait a few days for it to evaporate down and see if there's any oil left, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say there's not much oil, if any, in there. We know if it's run with straight gas, we probably have an engine problem. So let's tear this thing apart and just kind of see what we got and see if we got anything worth fixing or not. Who knows? Maybe it's not as bad as I'm thinking it is. All right, this thing was flopping all over the place, and I wasn't enjoying it much. So now I've got it in a vise, and maybe the sucker will hold a bit more still while we get this cover off. No end to the crankshaft there. Let's flip it over and start taking, well, we're going to lose our vise. Yeah, let's flip it over and start taking our fan and all that stuff apart real quick. See if we can get this chute thing off here. Yowzer. Whoo, that took a hot minute. All right, let's get this blower housing off here. Well, that's off. See if we can get that nut off. Shouldn't turn. Should just whiz right off there. Yeah, gotta take the handle off now. Back to star bits. Hey, getting closer to an engine. There we go. You can get the fuel lines off the carburetor, which is no easy task in itself. One of those is the right size at least. Dang, still had an air filter. Pretty special. Carburetor's off. Let's go ahead and pop our little intake here off. We get down to bare bones here pretty quick. I think I need to go a size bigger on my star bit. That's no good. This one come loose, already break off. It broke off. Too bad that one wouldn't break off. Yep, that ain't gonna work. Hey, we had a big screwdriver out a while ago. You think it'll work? Where did it go? Here it is. Aha! Ooh, it's not looking very good. Let's pop this little cover off. There's our crankum shaft. Probably should have pulled this first so we get a better idea of the whole story here. Absolute throwaway garbage stuff. Well, I can tell you what happened now. It definitely ran dry. Let me see if I can show you. The camera's not doing a very good job, but down inside there is a piston and it has scratchies on it. I'm telling you now, this thing is most likely not going back together, because if it has cylinder damage on it, this $79 blower is not worth fixing. Now I know you can get a piston for it and a cylinder and put it all back together and have a lovely blower. But you're going to spend as much as the silly thing's worth doing all that. There is an absolute reason why motor shops don't want to work on this stuff. And that's because they can't make any money doing it. It's not worth what it takes to fix it. The average labor rate at a motor shop around here is probably $100. Look how dry that is. She's almost to the top. Let's go ahead and peel our coil off here too while we're at it. I mean, we might as well take it all the way apart. Hey, a bolt that didn't break off. All right. Now we'll save the coil in case we run across another one of these that has a bad coil. Not very likely. That looks like she just pulls off. She's got a slot down there for a keyway. Let's see if we can just pop this flywheel up. I do believe we can. We can get our keyway out of this. There we go. There's our engine. That one come out. We're 1 for 2. All right, we're 2 for 2. They both come out. Now our piston being stuck in is an issue. I was hoping it would come up far enough and that will slide off there. Just not so sure it's going to. We need to drive our piston back down a bit. We're going to take a punch and punch on that piston. Ironically, the punch we're going to use is a weed eater crankshaft, or this is a part of a crankshaft out of a blower or a weed eater. Seems appropriate, doesn't it? It moved. There we go. Yeah. Ooh, goodness me. See if we can get you to focus on this. Yeah, there's lots of nice scratches on there, and it's dry as a popcorn fart. I'm telling you, she hadn't had any lube in a while. There's always time for lube. You can see it's all scored up and scratched up too. But since we looked at the piston, we knew that was going to be happening. It is a cute little piston though. Pressed connecting rod with the roller bearings. All this stuff is built to last X amount of time, and that's it. Whoops. Wonder if there's a snap ring on there. No, I don't believe so. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is your crankum shaft. All right, let's talk about this for a minute. By the time we buy a cylinder and a piston, the main bearing feels pretty good right there. And I don't know, that's the only main bearing this thing has. There's two in this housing. And they both feel pretty good. So by the time we buy that stuff and trouble to put this back together, we could easily have purchased another one of these for $79 or $20 or $30 used that runs. This is caused because it did not get pre-mixed gas in it. It was ran with straight gas, no oil added. That's what kills two-strokes. Well, it's one of the things that kills two-strokes, but it's also the most popular thing, the most likely thing that kills them. So there you are. This sweetheart was ran without oil, and I gotta tell you, it doesn't really look like it had much time on it at all. It's kind of a neat passage for a string. Yep. This died from somebody either not reading the owner's manual or not knowing that it needed to have oil mixed with it. That's a shame. Happens all the time. Hey guys, this one is not going to be fixed. I'll save some of the pieces to this thing and hang on to them in case we run into another one. But this thing is not, the dollars say it's not worth fixing. And that's really what it amounts to. I don't need another one of these. I got a steel BG50 sitting up there, which is the world's hardest starting steel. But it does run and it does work great. So I don't need one of these personally, and this is just a time bomb. If I fix this thing and give it to somebody else or sell it to them, there is no money to be made in this thing, and I'm afraid we're going to have problems from now on. So that's that. Thanks for watching, and God bless.